Students, and good evening, Dikshitji. Good evening. We'll take another 5 minutes because all the delegates are joining. So we'll start sharp at 5:07.
small service is true service. While it takes the humblest friends and bright intellectuals, the daisy by the shadow that it casts protects the lingering dewdrop from the sun. A very blissful evening to everyone, and welcome to the closing ceremony of the third edition of KhaitanMUN Thinkers Conclave. Today, I, Digvijay Dutt,
And I, Ananya Vig, feel immensely elated to be the host of this evening. On this momentous occasion, it is our proud privilege to extend a hearty welcome to our most revered guest of honor, Mr. Preekshit Dhanda, our charismatic Vice Chairman, Mr. Anirudh Khaitan, our Honorable Principal Ma'am, Ms. Sonia Anil Verma, our venerated Vice Principal, Pastoral Care, Mr. Anand Kumar, our exuberant Head Senior School and Advisor, Ms. Rishika Sharma, and other dignitaries, together with the chief facilitators of the committees, the delegates from all around the world, and our amazing audience for the day, to the closing ceremony of the KhaitanMUN Global Thinkers Conclave 3.0.
Ananya, this moment makes us nostalgic. Who can forget the grand opening of the first MUN edition? With over 200 students from 20 schools across India participating as delegates, reporters, photographers, and caricaturists. Even in the second edition, with 34 schools and over 200 delegates from across the globe, the event proved to be quite lively, with unconventional and unique committees modeled on SDGs and Harry Potter universe. Third edition of this two-day conference had witnessed so much growth in the thought process of the new delegates that they gave the experienced delegates a run for their money. What a great job the OCs, our own Khaitanians, did during the conference. So much talent was discovered thanks to this conference.
I agree, Digvijay. This MUN has been a roller coaster of emotions for all of us, filled with speeches, disagreements between delegates, and some friendly tussles with the EB. It has also been a great opportunity for the young minds to enhance their analytical skills. This event has touched all the topics possible and relevant to the current world, from judicial changes to even gaming. We hope that this event has been able to inculcate a sense of change and leadership in all of us, thereby giving the opportunity to blossom into great individuals.
On this momentous occasion, we would like to invite Mr. Lakshit Talwar, the mentor to KhaitanMUN from the organization Learn. Sir has been associated with debating, life skills training, and Model UN for more than 6 years, having taken part in various capacities. We would request Sir to share his experience of working closely with the members of KhaitanMUN Global Thinkers Conclave for the past 3 years.
Hi, thank you, Digvijay, and thank you everyone who's present here. Good evening. I just like to sort of take this opportunity to probably talk about what really goes behind this conference. I'm sure with the specific themes and the discussion points, there are other EB members and the students who have participated can speak much better about that. But just the process and how we think about some of these themes is, I think, important to sort of mention. One of the things that have really stood out for me in these past few years that I've been associated with Khaitan has really been about just how much the school and the students that are associated with the school are open and are to different themes, and just the nature of ownership and critical reflection that they're able to show right throughout the conceptualization processes that we go through. It really, we always make sure that, we are giving some good amount of days to good amount of hours to really thinking about why is it that we are doing anything, right? What is the reason behind doing something? And I think it really speaks to the culture of the school and to just the amount of ownership the students are able to exercise in this particular institution, that I feel is something that, all of us can definitely propel forward. And it's really important that, throughout Khaitan, that we've always believed that it's important to organize teams and discussion points that are really able to speak to our immediate environments, right? And that are able to also provide us with enough enabling tools that sort of create the opportunities for everyone involved to imagine the present differently, right? And imagine situations where they're able to actually put into action everything that they're discussing, which is to really say that, if we have agricultural entrepreneurship as one of the topics of themes of discussion, then can we sort of imagine and can we sort of look at a future where some of the students that are involved with that particular session are really going to become agricultural entrepreneurs tomorrow and fill the gaps that they have very rightfully recognized in these 2 days? And at the same time, if we're discussing something like prison reforms, then can we imagine that students are given an environment where we can enable students to sort of go tomorrow and work with prisons and reform these processes, right? That's really what we imagine the possibility of such themes. And I know, of course, 2 days may not do enough to be able to do that, but I think it's important to realize that what I've seen in these past 2 days and in the past editions, like what these students are able to do in 2 days, if schools and if other institutions and other spaces are able to just provide enough enabling environment for these students, I'm sure they can do much better in the rest of the 150 days that they spend in schools, right? So and I hope that we can take this forward, and I hope that everybody that we meet here, we also get to meet in future and see everything that they're able to take back from here and do great with that. So thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for invigorating us with your words of wisdom.
Dance when you're broken. Dance if you're torn the bandage off. Dance in the middle of fighting. Dance when you're perfectly free.
Dikvijay, I guess these are the internal words of the greatest Persian poet, Rumi.
Yes, Ananya, that's right. During difficult times, the soothing effect of music and movement has always been calmness and comfort. Dear audience, we present before you a Khaitan Performing Arts Society, reminding us to swipe right.
Hi, I am Piyush Asija. I am a Western dance teacher in Khaitan Public School. Swipe right. A man is what he thinks about all day long. However, sometimes we think too much. We have too many expectations from life. If our expectations are not met, we blame ourselves. Expectations lead to desires, and desires lead to more desires. It's a never-ending cycle of thoughts, to which sleep is a pause. I'm a big fan of Aliens dance group, and I have seen lots of dance routine. They inspire me to do similar work, and this piece of choreography is a special tribute to them. Thank you. Take a swipe right.
Swipe right. You. Everything about you. Summarized into single sentences, carefully placed between capitals, periods, and spaces. Swipe left. The heart on your sleeve. Every character. Each piece of you drawn out, crossed out, rewritten, delete, backspace, rewrite. Swipe right. So calculated. So meticulous. You. All of you. Swipe left. A brief glimpse into your world, your past fears, your future ambitions, your defining moments of self-discovery. Swipe left. All of your dreams, every experience, the depth of you, the depth of your soul. Swipe right. The curves of all your edges, the shapes of each beautiful angle mirroring the perfection of your symmetry. Wow. Swipe left. All of your flaws, each placed on display. You're beautiful. You're so beautiful. Swipe right. You're loved. You're liked. You're hated. Swipe left. You are someone's reason, someone's envy, someone's pain, someone's reason why. Swipe right. You're a sister, a brother, a mother, a father, an aunt, an uncle, a someone to someone. Swipe left. You are a million haunting reminders of a face someone studied for years and has found it impossible to forget. Swipe right. You are a moment. You are a passionate moment. You are eternal. Swipe left. In all of your glory and beauty, you are everything that means something. You're shallow. You're afraid. Insecure. You're a liar. You're perfect. Swipe right. You are both the worst and best thing that has ever happened to someone. Swipe left. You are a series of interconnected absolutes that brought you to this definitive moment right here, right now. Swipe right. You are the stars in the sky, the stars in their eyes. You are everything that is right about this world. Swipe left. You're hilarious. You're a smile away from a laugh. Swipe right. You're charming. You have a way with words. Swipe left. You are charismatic. You're loyal. You are desperate. Maybe for love, maybe to get over being alone all the time. You're trying to forget the sound of your heart breaking when loose hands let it fall to the floor. Swipe right. You're a bad hair day, an old cliche, an unconvincing black and white photograph of something that never mattered, but you found it intriguing. Swipe left. You are a nobody. Swipe right. You're different. You are so unique. You are one of a kind. Swipe left. You are that person, the person everyone wishes they could be. Swipe right. You are honest as they come, a subtle reminder that truth still has a voice. Swipe left. You are adventurous. You are dangerous, alluring. You are the change in the world. You are eager. Eager to fall, eager to feel hopeless, eager to feel helpless. Swipe right. You are alone. You are welcomed. You are surrounded by everyone that matters. Swipe left. You are the sound of the first heartbeat, first word, and the first of many. Swipe right. You see, you are me, and I am you. And we are not a swipe in either direction, right or left. You are not a moment worth passing up. I see the beauty you are. I see the beauty I am. The nameless, the faceless, the graceless, the fearful. You are worth each and every second. You are the truest value. You are everything. I am everything. You are worthy. I am worthy. You are worth it. I am worth it. You are worthy. Worth it. You are worthy. So judge us not. Swipe left.
Wow, that was a mesmerizing performance. The true fruition of diligent and earnest endeavors is not a tangible material reward, but an intangible and imperceptible sense of deep gratification, achievement, and fulfillment one draws from the recognition and commendation of such painstaking efforts. The most awaited moment has arrived. Yes, you guessed it right, the award ceremony. It's time to felicitate the members of the committee for the efforts they have put in order to make this event successful and memorable. To begin the ceremony, I would like to invite Rohan Verma, Head of Organization, to announce the best OC members and campus ambassadors.
Okay. Sukhartina Puto Vidya Nasti Vidyartina Sukham. Sukharti Vatajjet Vidya Vidyarthi Vatajjet Sukha. There is no knowledge for the seekers of comfort and no comfort for the seekers of knowledge. A seeker of comfort should give up knowledge, and a seeker of knowledge should give up comfort. Dear audience, I feel quite elated and privileged to share the experience of the two-day conference. When we initiated the work of Global Thinkers Conclave 3.0, it seemed as a challenge for us to think of having more than 300 delegates, managing their allotment, coordinating together, help out with their queries in the conferences, but with the efforts of the entire secretariat and the guidance of our mentors, we were able to transform our dream into reality, and that too quite successfully. It was equally challenges for us to decide the award for the organizing committee members because each one of them, with their smart work, determination, team spirit, understanding, has brought up solutions by analyzing the root cause of the issues discussed. These members actually led the event. It was certainly our pleasure to work with them. Kudos to the efforts of each one of them. However, as is customary, we have to declare the name of the winners. The Campus Ambassador Awards goes to Jia Shukla and Nishtha Khatri. The next we have winners for the organizing committee members. The special mention goes to Satakshi Tyagi and Advik Bharatwaj. The high commendation goes to Bhamini Agarwal and Dev Kaushik. The best OC award goes to Akshat Prakash. Congratulations to all the winners. It was indeed a proud privilege to share the performance with such engaging mind. Thank you so much, everyone. Over to you, Dikvijay and Ananda.
Thank you, Rohan. We feel elated to mention here that all the participants are going to be the proud recipient of the e-certificate, a token of love and appreciation for their worthy contribution. The certificate will be mailed to them after the event. Once again, congratulations to all. Moving ahead with the award ceremony, it's time now to announce the winners in each committee. The chief facilitator of the respective committees will declare the result in the following order: honorable mention, special mentions, high commendation, and then the best delegate.
The first committee to be mentioned is Prison Reforms and Criminal Justice System. To announce the results, I would like to invite Mr. Faizan Ahmed, one of the most prominent faces in the debating and MUN circuit, Uttar Pradesh. As a Savitri Merit Scholar at Jindal Global Law School, Sir has been doing MUNs and debates for more than 6 years now and has served in numerous executive boards across the country. Sir, may we request you to declare the result?
Thank you. Before we get to the awards, I really must thank the entire organizing committee and all the secretariat members and the faculty involved with Khaitan Public School and its initiative. I must thank Lakshay for offering this opportunity to me to finally come back to doing this activity after 2 years. And I think it was a absolute fantastic learning experience for me. And these are the initiatives and inclinations that keep me hooked onto this activity and make me come back to it again. I must specifically thank the OC members in my committee, Shitika Chauhan, Sejal Kaur, and Advik Bharadwaj for acting as de facto vice chairs and not just ensuring a smooth running of the committee, but also proactively being involved in all the proceedings and making sure that all the delegates feel welcome and participate actively. With that, I announce the honorable mentions. The honorable mentions are 3 in no particular order. Sandeep Goel, Ujjaini Chatterjee, and Tista Sitalwad. Then we have the special mention, which is the representative of the Commonwealth Health Rights Initiative, the representative for Restorative Justice International, the portfolio from Bidkite activist, representative of Project 39A NLU Delhi. All these special mentions are in no particular order. I shall now move to the High Commendation Awards. Again, we have 2 high commendations in our committee in no particular order. These are Abdul Ghaffar and the representative from National Center for Transgender Equality. Then we have one Best Representative Award, specifically given for demonstration of exceptional leadership and collaborative qualities in the committee, and that's Dr. Kiran Bedi. Congratulations to all award winners. It's really nice to see you take so much of initiative in these difficult times, and to be able to manage that in different circumstances at your home. Thank you. Thanks for having me here.
Thank you, sir, and congratulations to all the winners. Coming up next is the committee Question of Child-Friendly Cities in Urban Planning. I would like to invite Ms. Riva Shandirle Thakur, an awardee of the prestigious International Presidential Scholarship. Ma'am has served as the Secretary General of Mayo College Girls School MUN and the President of the Mayo English and Hindi Debating Society. Ma'am, we would now request you to declare the result.
Thank you so much to everyone present here and to Lakshay sir for giving me this opportunity. The first time that I heard about my committee, I was genuinely very excited. It was a new topic. It was a topic that had a lot of potential. And when I entered my committee and I heard the delegates and the members of my committee, I could see why this topic was the best topic to be chosen, and to discuss it with children, the stakeholders, the very stakeholders of the agenda, was a brilliant idea. And I was honestly extremely impressed, especially by so many young and inexperienced delegates putting their points forward. So in all, I would like to say that I thought my committee was a great success, and I am so proud of all the delegates because they took their portfolio, their responsibility so seriously, and they realized that they are important stakeholders in the committee. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank Dev, Shatakshi, and Lakshita. They were like the backbone of the committee, and I couldn't have gone through the committee so smoothly without them. Without further ado, I would like to move on to the awards. I will start with honorable mention. There are 2 honorable mention in no particular order, Citizen 6 and Jagan Shah. Moving on to special mention, there are 2 special mention in no particular order, Hitesh Vaidya and Jan Gill. We have 1 high commendation, which is representative of UNICEF, and the best representative was Hardeep Singh Puri. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am, and best wishes to all our winners. Next, we have the committee Platform Economy, Innovation, Workers' Autonomy, and Rights. To felicitate the delegates, I would like to invite Mr. Anirudh Ramalingam, who is a sophomore at Indraprastha Institute of Information Technology, Delhi. He has worked on several projects with learning experimentally according to relevant needs in the past, and is currently associated with Asia for Friendships Foundation. Sir, please give away the laurels.
Thank you for that lovely introduction. I would like to first start off by thanking Rohan, Jia, and Tanishka, the OC and Secretariat members in our committee. They were really, imperative to sort of running the whole things. I was there to moderate the debate and sort of facilitate the debate, but they were the ones who really worked behind the scenes to make sure that the chits were collected and sort of give the instructions to all of us. So thank you so much for your role over these past 2 days. Let me move on without further ado to the awards. The honorable mention in no particular order is given to Alexandria Ocortes, CEO of Alibaba Daniel Zhang, Citizen 7, business scholar Sangeet Paul, and labor activist Ananya Bhattacharjee. Congratulations. We'll be moving on to the special mentions. There are two special mentions, and in no particular order. I would like to give them to the representative of the Indian Federation of App-Based Transport Workers and the former Chief Economic Advisor, Arvind Subramanian. Moving on to the High Commendation Award. This award goes to the Finance Minister of India, Nirmala Sitharaman. And finally, the most awaited award of this evening, the Best Representative Award for the Platform Economy Committee, goes to the representative of the Center for Internet and Society. Congratulations to all winners, and it was a really good experience being your facilitator. So thank you so much for these wonderful 2 days.
Thank you, sir. Way to go, delegates. Next in line is the Committee, Nation and Well-Being. To accolade the delegates, I would like to invite Ms. Saida Sana, one of the founding members of LEARN, an initiative working for life skills development. Currently, she is a fellow at Teach for India. She is also a research associate at Ayur Gyan Nyas, working towards improving the learning outcomes of school students and assessing curriculum transactions. Ma'am, kindly blue ribbon the participants.
Thank you, Nanya, for a wonderful introduction. I would firstly like to thank Khaitan Organizing Committee and Lakshay for inviting me as a chief facilitator for the conference. I have seen this conference growing by each year, and I'm really happy to be associated with such a conference, which is trying to push boundaries in terms of how one needs to think. With that, I would also like to thank our OC members, Hitanshi and Sana, for helping me out in terms of conducting the sessions. Without much ado, I would announce the award. First, I'm going to announce honorable mentions. They are not in a particular order. The first honorable mention goes to Dr. Sumitra, second to Dr. Dosh Karma, and third is Vandana, fourth is Anne, and fifth is Citizen 5. Then special mention, these are in particular order. The first special mention goes to Richard Layard, second to Jayashri Sen Gupta, and third to Dr. Ramesh Pokhriyal. High commendations are also in particular order. The first high commendation goes to Professor Asha Banu Suleti, and representative from Indian Psychological Association, and the best representative goes to Vidya Krishnan. Thank you, and hoping to continue with this legacy. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. My facilitations to all the winners. For committee deschooling and educational practice in the post-COVID world, to plaudit the students, I would like to call Ms. Tayyaba Rizwan, an active member of the Delhi debating circuit, having a keen interest in humanitarian issues. She has volunteered with NGOs, namely Hope Foundation and CRY, Child Rights and You, in the capacity of a teacher, and has also worked with underserved students. Ma'am, kindly declare the results.
Thank you so much for inviting me to this conference. This is my second time acting as the chief facilitator of the committee, and I've seen the organization grow. I'm genuinely happy to see how dedicated all the OC members, all the committee members, etc. are with this, and I really hope that this conference keeps going forward. I would like to talk about my committee a bit and how difficult it was for the delegates to conceptualize it, and how passionately and how hardworkingly they worked on it continuously towards the end before announcing the award. The topic of my committee was deschooling and educational practice in post-COVID world. First, I would like to congratulate all the people who, the secretariat, Lakshay, all the teachers who conceptualized such a wonderful topic and such an important topic in the times that we are living in. But it wasn't a very easy topic for the students to discuss, because they had to unlearn everything that they have learned about school and in school. They had to learn and unlearn everything about rules, regulations, and also formulate something for themselves and deal with this newfound freedom that they have found. At the same time, it also required them to imagine a post-COVID world and situate how deschooling, such a radical concept and something that we're not very associated with in India, as well as COVID educational practices, something that we are still grappling with. And they had to formulate on this and put it into the documents. And I'm very happy to announce that each and every one of them participated in the last documentation process, and each and every one of them had some contribution to be made to the same. So before announcing the award, I would just like to tell everyone congratulations, and I really hope that you continue with this activity because I could see potential in all of you. And of course, I would like to really thank Kavya, Chavi, and Rohan for helping me run such a huge committee. It wouldn't have been possible without them. And without much ado, I would like to give the awards. The honorable mention goes to Ramesh Pokhriyal. Special mentions are in a particular order, and the first special mention goes to representative of Rishi Valley, second special mention to Teacher 1, and third special mention to Fred Mednick. A high commendation goes to Shweta Rawat, and best delegate goes to Jeff McGune Calder. Congratulations, everyone, and thank you for inviting me.
Thank you, ma'am. Well done, delegates. Moving on to medal the participants of the committee, Farmers' Protests, Agricultural Entrepreneurship and Reforms, I would like to call Ms. Vanshika Singh. Ms. Vanshika is the director at Asia Foundation, an NGO working in the space of gender and development. She is also a founding member of Grow My Crop, working towards supporting crop diversification, less water-intensive farming methods, and organic cultivation. Ma'am, kindly announce the winners.
Thank you, Ananya. First and foremost, I'd like to thank a range of people who'd given me an opportunity to engage with students on issues that are of high pertinence to all of us. Lakshay, Rashi, Snehata ma'am, the lovely OC members who dealt with the committee for the last 2 days through the fiery chat exchanges, and to all the delegates of the committee members who were willing to take in new ideas that were part of the thinking processes that they may not have been hitherto very familiar with in the format of an MUN. So I congratulate the entire committee for coming up with 9 diverse range of outputs through the 2 days, including 5 recommendations of crops that they would like to take up as the future of Indian agriculture in the 21st century, and 4 very interesting agenda items that each one would have wanted to vote it for, whether be it with farm bills, without farm bills, agri-entrepreneurship, or media interventions that are needed to bridge the distance between the citizen as well as the farmer. Now is the time for me to not talk so much and announce the results. The results are as follows. I will first read the honorable mentions. And trust me when I say this, if I had the opportunity, there would have been more people in this list. But for the purpose of the awards, the honorable mentions are Vandana Shiva. They're in no particular order. So first one is Vandana Shiva. The second honorable mention is Rakesh Tikait. The third honorable mention is Narendra Singh Tomar. The fourth honorable mention goes to Shankar Ghosh. And the fifth honorable mention goes to Arundhati Roy. I repeat again, these are in no particular order. The special mentions of the committee are M. Prabhakar Rao, Darshan Pal, as well as Aruna Roy. The high commendation in no particular order goes to Ashok Gulati and Simhadri Raghavendra. And the best representative at the committee was Gurnam Singh Chaduni. Thank you once again for a wonderfully enriching and engaging 2 days at the conference.
Thank you, ma'am. Moving ahead, we have the committee, Future of Gaming Industry in Virtual Societies. To bequest the students, I would like to call Mr. Gayan Raja. Sir has been a part of the MUN and debating circuit for over 5 years now, taking part in various capacities. He has also been involved in organizing various technical events, including gaming competitions, and has won accolades in different events. Sir, kindly give the gamers something to plume about.
Thank you, Digvijay, firstly for pronouncing my name correctly and for that perfect introduction. it's not every day that you have 160 people looking at you. So there are a few things that I'd like to mention. First of all, I'd like to thank Lakshay, Rashi, Snehata ma'am, and all and the school itself for letting me be here. Uh, I was telling my committee when I joined that how much I would have wanted for this conference to happen in a physical capacity, but because of the global pandemic, obviously, we had to make do with Zoom. And I gave them this analogy how when we go into a flight and we have an air hostess come in, and in an emergency situation, she tells us that you have to wear your mask first and then help the other people. Now this last year has helped me change that perspective from how it used to be that help yourself first and then help others, and how it has changed from that to help yourself first so that you can help others. So there's one thing that I'd like to tell people to be more selfless this year. And I'd like to thank the OC members, Khushnoor and Nishtha, for helping me throughout. And my committee members, obviously, the delegates were amazing. They had great ideas. We ended up with two documentations that had exciting conclusions. And without further ado, I'd just like to go with the awards. And I know everyone is waiting for the awards. There are a bunch of awards. Thanks to Vanshika, I could increase that honorable mention wala list. So to start with the honorable mentions, these are in a particular order. The first honorable mention goes to representative from Sony Interactive Entertainment. The second one goes to representative of Nordwin Group. Third to representative from American Psychological Association. Fourth to Carlo Perota. Fifth to Philip Zimbardo. Moving on to the special mentions. The first special mention these are also in particular order. First one goes to Tim Sweeney, followed by representative for Riot Games, followed by Puneet Chandok, and followed by the representative of Neon Gaming Studio. Moving on to the high commendations, these are not in particular order. The high commendations we have are Tommy Thompson and Catherine Esbister. And the only difference between the high commendation and the best representative is that the best representative had just a little clearer understanding of what the agenda was all about. The best representative award goes to the representative of League of Extraordinary Gamers. Well done, delegates. We hope to see you again.
Thank you, sir. Next up is the international press. To accolade the students, I would like to call Nandika Rohit and Devansh Bharadwaj. Nandika has been selected for the National Writing Katha Workshop and has given a TED student talk at TEDx Khaitan Public School. She continues to expand her horizons by learning the written art form of haiku and tanka. Devansh Bharadwaj is the Khaitan Public School's literary captain, along with the founder and current editor-in-chief of the Khaitan Dispatch, the school's monthly newsletter. He also had been one of the chief facilitators last year in the Harry Potter Universe Committee. Nandika and Devansh kindly announce the result.
Thank you, Ananya. Greetings, delegates. It's an honor for me to be here as part of the distinguished executive board as co-chair of the International Press. The international press, as it is the backbone of any MUN. We all know what a hugely important role newspapers and media in general play in our society. Thus, I'd like to thank Principal Ma'am, Anirudh Sir, the Secretariat, Snehata Ma'am, and of course, my co-chair Devansh for giving me the opportunity to chair such a wonderful committee. As chair of one of the most creative committees, we have had a wonderful bunch of delegates. We have had quick responses and effective and efficient articles that are just blown our minds away with their quick responses and efficient way of indulging and incorporating our feedback into their pieces. So we've had the opportunity and the honor of handling a wonderful committee with such talented delegates. Of course, none of this would have come to fruition without our wonderful OC, that is Astha and Akshat. Thank you so much. Without you guys, we would not have been able to manage the committee as well as we did, right? The best part about our committee was that our delegates inspired us, and we inspired them. It was a mutual relationship that we had here. They shocked us with their ingenuity, and therefore, with no further delay, Devansh announced the winners.
All right. Before we get on to the winners, of course, there are a few people I'd like to thank as well. So, although Nandika covered the majority of the portion, but if I'm being very honest, this was one of the most surprising and exhilarating MUNs I've ever been to, even though it was an international press committee. The reporters, designers, and caricaturists didn't miss one opportunity to shock us and surprise us, be it any circumstance or any situation that we may have presented them with. So, of course, I'd like to thank Snelata ma'am, Sonia ma'am, Anirudh sir, and Anand sir for their endless support and help in getting me and Nandika over here. And Rohan, Rashi, Astha, and the entirety of the secretariat for this amazing event that is the Thinkers Conclave. And of course, Astha and Akshat for the smooth coordination, conduction, and management of the entire committee. Like as Nandika said, we would have been in literal shambles if it weren't for you guys. So, and of course, my dear co-chair, Nandika, thank you so much for being there for the delegates and for the reporters and everyone at any given time, and also being there for me as well. And of course, dear reporters, designers, and caricaturists, thank you for giving us such an amazing memory to live on with forever. All right, so we have a total of 2 awards. We will start with the high commendations. All right, so the high commendations are in a particular order. The first high commendation goes to Muskan Son for being the best caricaturist of, for being the high commendation for the caricaturist. Yeah, all right. And the second high commendation goes to Susanna for reportage. And the third one goes to Shauryadip Singh Bhadoria for designing.
Next, we have the best designer. Anushri Agarwal totally blew our minds away with the sort of digital art she created. So congratulations, Anushri.
Next, we have the best caricaturist, that was Ananya Bansal, who didn't leave one detail unnoticed, and she incorporated all the committees she went to into one piece that was spectacularly awesome.
And next, we have the best reporter, Nandika Sharma, who blew our minds away with the clarity and the cohesiveness of her articles. Congratulations to all the winners and a virtual hug to each and every delegate over here. Thank you for joining us this MUN.
Thank you. Wow. Well, Digvijay, I have to say, we have so many exemplary delegates present amongst us.
Yes, indeed. Once again, I would like to congratulate all the delegates for participating and grabbing the titles by filling up the committees with their presence and speaking wonderfully in this 2-day conference. And I'm sure they will be leaving with knowledge and memories filled with fun. The event has been so lively. On this positive note, we would like to introduce our chief guest of honor, Mr. Prikshit Dhanda, the co-founder and CEO of MIE, Making India Employable, a venture that has employability at its core. Sir is passionate about coaching and counseling students for a bright future. Sir has also been accredited MBTI Master Practitioner and FIDO B, Fundamental Interpersonal Relations Orientation. Sir has blended the use of these instruments in training sessions for teachers, principals, and also corporate executives, wherein there is need to develop a shift in mindset. He is single-mindedly guided by his passion about educating the youth to build a better India. Sir has trained more than 500,000 students in this last decade. We are honored to invite Mr. Prikshit Dhanda to address the gathering and share his extensive experience with us. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Digvijay. Just a little change here, not little. I used to be the CEO of Mindler. In 2015, I co-founded another company called Mindler, and I happen to be the Chief Strategy Officer and Director at Mindler, okay? Anyway, another day we'll talk about it, okay? I'm just going to take a couple of minutes. First of all, thank you, I believe your Global Thinkers Conclave third edition has been a great success, and there have been more than 300 delegates. I want to congratulate the school management, principal ma'am, teachers, organizing committee, and all the delegates here. Now, when we talk about, I'll quickly just talk about two things here, okay? One is, we've been in a stage of pandemic and it's still not over, all right? I don't know how much time it'll still take. If you are able to engage yourself during these troubled times when emotional well-being, physical well-being, and mental well-being is at stake. And if you are taking out time and indulging yourself, engaging yourself in such constructive activities, great. So please make sure that you continue to do the good work. Certain skill areas, which I'm 100% sure you would have encountered and you would have talked about. These activities, a lot of people call it that this is great activity, not only from a perspective and research perspective, communication, negotiation skills. You kind of get to know, analytical, critical analysis and analytical reasoning. There is a diplomacy at hand, networking, and then you also talk about leadership, judgment, complex problem solving, perspectives, flexibility, your ability to understand each other's viewpoint and still manage to pull your through. All right, that's what we are taught as far as negotiation skills is concerned. But all this helps us in the evolution of our being, not only from a public speaking perspective, but more importantly from understanding viewpoints, counterpoints. And then, I don't know how many of you are going to be diplomatic personnel one day, but even if it's not, let's look at the possibility of a career in public policy, diplomacy, international relations, of course, civil services, economics, political science, history, liberal education, human rights, conflict resolution, war studies, all right, politics, global health. I can just go on and on. Counterterrorism. These are subjects that you would study at the undergrad or postgrad level. So therefore, your ability to acclimatize yourself and think about this skill set and help yourself with this skill set will go a long way, not only in building your profile for college applications, but also making sure you get to know so much deep dive. And maybe tomorrow, you never know. Just like I was looking at the honorable mentions and commendations, and we were talking about the who's who. Maybe one day you happen to be a leader and come back to your school and say, oh, excuse me, I used to take part in the MUNs those days, and today you've invited me as a chief guest. So all the best, dear students. That's one point that I'd like to share with you. My entire life, if you ask me, few skills that have stood by me, all right, and I would say negotiation skills, complex problem solving, and the ability to handle adversity. Dear students, situation is not going to be always in your favor. It's the ability to handle that, all right, and to understand each other. Like someone, I'm sorry if I'm not able to remember your name. Someone just talked about that his perspective, when he was talking about air hostess saying, first take care of yourself and then you'll be able to help yourself. It's a paradigm shift. Perspectives are changing. It's our ability to understand each other. All right. Thank you so much. And God bless all of you. Over to you.
Thank you very much, sir. We are greatly honored to have you as a part of this event. Hearing your encouraging words and anecdotes just boosts up our morale. It's a part of our legacy that we give a token of love to our guests who enlighten us with their presence and inspiring words. Taking the legacy forward, we would like to extend to you our gratitude in the form of a green certificate. Sir, unlike other certificates, this special token of respect means that a tree is being planted in your name in Himalayan Biodiversity, Shimla, Himachal Pradesh. Their certificate also has the barcode which can be scanned to know the details.
Thank you. Thank you.
This MUN would not have been possible without the phenomenal team and a lot of people working behind the stage. I would now like to invite Miss All-Rounder, our star teacher, our chef de cabinet, Miss Nilata Chauhan, to share her experience.
Thank you so much, Ananya. Good evening, respected guest of honor, Mr. Parikshit, Anirudh sir, ma'am principal, dignitaries, and dear delegates. The first thing I want to share today is that why do we even drop this idea of a thinkers conclave? The answer to this is after the end of these 2 days, we will walk away with empathy word towards each other who may be different from us, sensitive towards the opinion of our friends and opponents, and an interaction with people with open minds. The other thing that comes to our mind is how do we want our ideas realized? And the answer to this how is for the students, by the students, and of the students. Here I want to share one experience with you. Uh, I belong to an old school where a physical education teacher whistled in the corridors and all the problems in the classroom solved. Everybody sat in discipline quietly. But in one of the conversations with our respected Vice Chairman, Sir Anirudh Sir, he said, freedom is the key. If we give freedom to our students to act, if we give freedom to our students to opinionate and ideate, then Snelata, one day we are definitely going to talk about your experience with this belief. And the answer to that discussion today is it was magical working with the students. And MUN, KhaitanMUN is one of the magic that has happened in KPS. MUN is a different experience for me this year as I witness how my students turn into leaders. And the motto of our school is also making our students leaders for life. We see our Khaitanians as leaders with foresight and focus. And this is the beauty of MUN, that it is a student-led event. They managed maximum number of delegates this year, worked harder, and made me the proudest person. The secretariat and the organizing committee is the core team who are involved with planning and execution. So KhaitanMUN's Thinkers Conclave is total of their hard work and their firm belief and actions for a greater purpose. We are deeply grateful to the respected guest of honors, Mr. Aditya Raj Kaul, for presiding over the conference on day 1 yesterday, and Mr. Dhanda today for their enlightening address. Parikshit sir, your presence today in the ceremony has immensely enhanced its importance. On behalf of KhaitanMUN team, I take this opportunity to express my sincere thanks to Anirudh sir, Principal ma'am for all their support and encouragement, IT team, my media team, the administrative team for their extensive support in shaping and conducting this event. Ms. Ankita Agarwal and her students, comparing team, Advik Bharadwaj, Satakshi Tyagi, Digvijay Dutt, and Ananya Vik. A big thanks to you, kiddos, for all your support. Through this conference, I feel privileged to be acting as a catalyst to work with the amazing students, the delegates, executive board, and the management, and got an opportunity working at a different level. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thanks a lot, ma'am.
Now that we are getting closer to the end of the ceremony, we would like to express our gratitude towards all the participants, the guest of honor, the executive board, the secretariat, and everyone who made this event come to life. So now, to extend the vote of thanks, I would like to invite the Secretary General, Rashi Ratan.
Thank you, Digvijay. Good evening to one and all present here today. After 2 days of heated debate, passionate proclamations, and substantial solutions, the KhaitanMUN Global Thinkers Conclave 3.0 has come to an end. These 2 days, I saw young students blooming into amazing orators, thinkers, and change makers. I I saw the ability in them to do wonders in the future. This is the third edition of the Conclave, and yet, no matter how many times we do this, the nervousness, the chaos, the fear of somehow failing is ever present. But ultimately, it all works out, and all the feelings, arguments, efforts, and the stress are worth it. During the organization and execution of this conference, we have learned so much, and the credit for all this learning goes to quite a few people. First and foremost, I would like to thank the one person who has made this all happen, without whom it seems like everything would have fallen apart. Our chef de cabinet, Ms. Nilata Chauhan. And then the core secretariat, Astha, Rohan, Urvi, Lakshita, Shitika, Adya, Sanvi, and Amrit, who were always there no matter what. The delegate affairs team was working non-stop, all day, all night, all hours, and all seconds. And then I thank the rock stars of the event, the OCs. All of them are so great at their jobs that they made it almost impossible for us to choose the best ones. I would also like to thank Shika ma'am and Ferdeen sir for their invaluable contribution to the event. And it goes without saying that the performing arts team blew us away with an amazing exhibition of their skills and art. So thank you. This word of thanks will not be complete without us thanking Mr. Lakshay Talwar, the chief facilitators, and the delegates who all made the debate possible with their collective contribution. Thank you all so much. So, with a very heavy heart and hope to see the fire that we have ignited today spread far and wide, I, Rashi Ratan, on behalf of the Secretariat, declare this conference closed.
Thank you, Rashi. I hope everyone had a great experience. It has been a proud moment for Khaitan Public School to host MUN conference and empower young delegates to pool their innovative ideas, collaborating fruitfully for multilateral negotiations in order to lead a peaceful resolution. We hope you must have savored each moment of the proceedings to the fullest. We sincerely wish to meet you next year too, with renewed vigor. Best of luck for the future to all the amazing delegates.
Dear audience, as we bid adieu, we leave you with the glimpses of the efforts put in by Khaitanians to make this event a grand success.
Signing off, Ananya Vik.
And Digvijay Dutt.